I want to go back to the beginning a little bit to, where this kind of started for you. So can you tell me how you came to the company to prepare for this debut?
So for me, I got one of my friends sent a link to this company and was like, you should give it a try. This person's Michelle. She's yada yada yada. I was like, okay, cool. I'll do that. So I sent in the audition during the global audition, and then I got an email back, and I was like, can you go to Korea? And then I said, sure. And then that's how I came into the company and brought two other people home with me.
As for me, as what Kenny said, Kenny found me on YouTube. So then he referred me to Michelle, and then Michelle messaged me on Instagram. It was the DM went to like the little like request tab, so you wouldn't see it if you opened the app. But usually I don't check it, but that day I happened to check it, and then I saw that message, and then the first line was "Hi Nathab." So like there was like a typo at the end. Instead of like an N at the end, it was a B. I was like, okay, so this isn't a bot. Like this is a actual person because humans make mistakes. So then she was like, oh, I was wondering if you're interested in auditioning for this boy group, and I was like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
And then a couple Zoom calls later, the rest is history.
Yes. Do you want to tell them what I first said when I saw your video?
Oh yeah, Kenny was like, oh, ha, loser, like that.
Yes.
But then he's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's like actually okay, and
Yeah.
then he referred me.
Yeah.
When you first got that Instagram message, were you thinking like this is a scam? Like I get those all the time. So
Well, the thing is, I usually don't get messages like that. But I do get like just in general like bot messages. So I was looking at it, I was like, wait, but they misspelled my name though. I was like, it has to be someone that is like wrote that, and then I checked the profile just to make sure, like a background check, and I was like, oh, I like it. I mean, it looks pretty legit, and I was like, if I do a Zoom call, like, well, what's the worst that could happen?
obviously, Nathan, Kenny thought you were a loser, but your first time meeting each other as the Americans of this group, what was that like, and did you bond over anything immediately?
So our first encounter was actually on the first Zoom call I had with Michelle. He was eavesdropping throughout the entire thing, and then Michelle called him over. And then of course at that time he knew more about me than I knew about him, so it was a little bit awkward. But the first time we actually saw each other, I think we just naturally bonded, not because of our similarities in culture, but just because of our like interests. Like we like the same generation of Pokemon. Like
That's
it's
true.
we
Yeah.
have a lot in common. Yeah.
Yeah. The X and Y, right?
Black and white.
Black and white. Sorry. Whoa.
Never mind. Maybe not.
No. Yes. Black and white. Yes. Yes. I think when we first met, on the car ride home, like I legit was like talking his ear off, and I was like questioning him. It was like immigrations. Like it was like exactly like that. It was like, so like, what do you do for a living in America? What was your major in college? Were you in America?
Yeah, it was an
Like,
interview.
during this time when I was in Irvine? Yeah, and then it was basically like that. And then after that, I just like went quiet.
He went quiet. He's just like, all right, I'm done, and then just went on with his day.
And Kenny, you had experience before, coming into this debut group. But Nathan, this was kind of a whole new experience for you. I know you had been doing some YouTube stuff. But I wanted to know, what were your parents' reactions when you were telling them, hey, for Kenny, like, oh, I'm debuting now, and then for Nathan, I'm moving to Korea and training for a boy group. So what was that like?
Right. I mean, they really don't have that much knowledge about like the K-pop scene, so it was very foreign to them. But they know a little bit about it because they know that I was into it, and they know I was learning how to dance so I could become a K-pop idol. Hopefully. So when it happened, I was like, oh yeah, like I actually got accepted, and I'm gonna go to Korea to train. At first, they were like, as skeptical as like any other parent would be. But then they're like supportive. Like they're like, okay, well, that's what you want to do. And then they also cried a bit too because I've never left home for like 23 years of my life. So it was a lot to get adjusted to. But no, it was they were pretty supportive. They were happy for me.
So basically, it wasn't a surprise. I performed when I was a child. It would be more surprising if I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be a doctor when I go to college. Like, I think that would be more shocking. So like the fact that like I dropped out of college and was like, hey, psych, I don't want to be a doctor. I'm gonna be in the entertainment industry. And they're like, okay, cool. And I was like, what do you need? I was like, just a trip to Korea. And they're like, okay, cool. Yeah.
And then I think they were also surprised a little bit too because I think they thought I gave up on the dream of becoming a K-pop idol because I wasn't really dancing that much either anymore. I kind of just like living like a regular life. And then the opportunity came, and then of course I had to take it. And then I told them, and they're like, "Oh!" Like all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, he still wants to do this." Um, but yeah, I think they saw my passion for it, and then they're like, "Okay, he has to do it."
What were those first days like for you when you both were kind of like, oh, we actually are debuting? How was that training process? Were you getting more excited doing it? Were you a little more nervous doing it?
I was excited to get started because it's like it was always been my dream. So I'm like, oh my god, this is actually happening. But then I was nervous because I really had like no idea like what's gonna happen, like or how the training is like. Um, so it was a little scary, but I think it was just more of like an exciting feeling like oh like I'm going to do something new, and like this is it, like that kind of feeling. So both.
For me, because I started a lot earlier than Nathan, I did not believe in the idea that I was going to debut. I was thinking like, okay, if the debut comes, then I need the dates, the posters, the song ready, and the album and everything. So I was just sitting there. I was just like, am I like I was fully like convinced for like a brief period of time that I was just gonna be a songwriter in this company. Yeah. And then like once we like got like Michelle like a confirmation for everything, I was like really fast. It was like, okay, here's this, here's this, here's this. It's all gonna be prepared for the debut. Here's the maybe the date. But yeah. So it's just kind of like that for me. Yeah.
And then, as Americans going to Korea, I know Kenny, the show that you were on, was it in Korea or was it in China?
Oh, mine was in China.
Okay, so you may have not had as many culture shocks, but maybe going to Korea for you, and then Nathan, coming from Arkansas, as someone from Alabama, uh, I could see why that there would be a lot of culture shock. So, did you guys have any of that going to Korea?
Oh, Alabama, that's pretty close. That's pretty close to Arkansas.
Yeah, I'm very
Nice.
glad I left. So,
Yeah, I mean, well, I kind of feel a little bit the same way because growing up in a small town, it kind of got boring after like the first. Well, I'm gonna say since I was 5. I mean, it got pretty boring pretty quick. But I've always wanted to live in the city life. So coming here, I was like, oh wow, this is really cool. The big culture shock was definitely like I think like addressing like older people. Like there's a certain way you have to do that, certain way to like behave in certain situations. That was quite different. However, there are some similarities, like a little bit, because I grew up in a Laotian household. So there's still like addressing like an uncle or an aunt or someone older than you and how to behave. It's kind of similar, so it wasn't too hard to adjust to.
For me, it's not necessarily the culture, but like the society that completely shocked me, which was how everything was walking distance. And like transportation is public transportation and you can use that.
Right.
Like that was insane to me because like
Same.
everything is like a drive away, like 30 minutes, 15 minutes of a drive. If you really want to like walk to that place, it's probably gonna take like an hour or it's just like unable to get there. Yeah. So it's just that was the culture shock.
Yeah.
And great coffee here.
what groups were you guys listening to, looking to for inspiration? Nathan, I know I've seen the EXO stuff for you and everything, but yeah, Kenny especially, like what groups were you kind of looking at?
For when I got started when I was like in high school, I did not know much about K-pop or any of the groups. I think it was once I got into the industry, I knew about the history, like especially at certain companies that I was in. I learned there's groups under them, and two groups that Michelle kind of told me that like they were hardworking and professional and like were working towards their dreams and like were like the best at like their games were TVXQ and Shiny. Recently, we went to a Shiny concert, all five of us. We were invited, and then we watched them perform 30 songs in a row with minimal breaks. That's very impressive. Like it was so good that to the point where I was like, they didn't even need backup dancers. Like they were good just themselves. Yeah, and even some of the TVXQ concerts as well. We see on YouTube and learn. It was like they like take over the whole entire stage, just like them, just singing, and it's just like insane. Yeah, so we hope to. Well, I hope that we could hit that type of level of professionalism. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the same. I was gonna say just every K-pop idol that has debuted, it has is like kind of like an inspiration for me because being able to perform at that kind of level is just something I aspire to do as well. So
True,
it was, yeah,
yeah.
a lot of respect to everyone.
You've grown such a big account and such a big media presence, and a lot of that has to do with you, Kenny. I think you're probably the reason I followed the group originally because I kept seeing your
Yeah.
content. Yeah, so I kept seeing your content. I was like, well, this group is gonna be cool when they debut. So let me do it now. But seeing those numbers grow so quickly and everything, what was that like seeing that for you, especially? And then Nathan, I mean, going on, and joining this group that already had such big personalities. So what was that like for you guys?
For me, the idea that we could get following and get it to a pretty high number, right? Like that itself is very. It made me very happy, right? The idea of starting from -0 because the industry is already saturated and very competitive, right? So the way to get in is very very difficult. But the fact that we somehow like I guess luck paved the way. We were able to like get a number and a following, and because of those, I guess my viral moments from me, we get to now see how talented Aito is as a dancer, how beautifully handsome my Sok is, and how weird both Nathan and Hyuk are. No, just kidding.
Hi.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it was just like it was a very precious moment because it shined light on many of our niche and charms. Like this young fellow, very handsome, very charming.
Thank you.
No problem.
For me, because I've been doing content creating, I already did like posting and doing dance covers and stuff like that on my TikTok. So jumping in and kind of doing it with four other guys was, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I've always wanted to like do something like that anyway. So jumping into it, I'm like, okay, like this is something I'm already used to, and let's do it with four other guys. It's like it's a party every time. So it's like
It is
it's
a
a lot
party.
of fun. It is a party. So yeah, it wasn't too hard to get used to.
Since you guys got so many comments, because you've been making content for so long, and there's always comments about when's the debut, now that we have that, what do you think that reaction is going to be from all your followers?
I hope it's woo, something like that. I hope it's like finally,
They're gonna be like, Kenny, reveal your hair.
yeah, let me see your hair and everything like that. But no, we know it's a long time coming, so we hope that everyone's satisfied and happy, just as we are, to get out there and finally share everything with the fans.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of idols, American idols, Canadian idols, they all kind of when they come from the same places like the U.S. and everywhere, they all kind of form these little groups. Are there any idols from America, Canada, or somewhere that you're super excited to meet?
Well, I will say, for one of our videos, there was a video of me doing my Arkansas accent, and then in the comment section there's a K-pop idol. Her name is Alexa. She just commented. She's like, "Oh," so then I did some research, and then I saw that she's from Oklahoma, so it's very close to where I lived. And I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool. We got Southerner here." So I hope that in the future maybe if we ever like met up, then I think that'd be cool. Kind of like talk about our similarities in life down in the South.
Dang.
I talked to her last week actually, so I hope,
Oh, really?
yeah, so I hope you guys get to do that. And then yeah,
Yeah.
what about you, Kenny?
The people that people have commented that I should be friends with, I'm already friends with. I won't say who, but they also just texted not too long ago. If I was down to hang, like later today, and I was like, or not today, this weekend, and I was just like, yeah. Um, so I won't say who, but I would like to make a big surprise by filming some collaborations with them. Yeah.
Is there anything from America you miss the most? Like any certain food? I know Nathan, especially like Southern food. Uh, you don't really get that in some places. And then for Kenny, you may not have as many food changes because of California, but what's something you miss the most from the US?
Red 40. Just that color alone. That color adds so much flavoring and so much passion to the food. Um, Another good one is I can't say that burrito brand that gives out, that giant burrito. I've been seeing a lot of TikToks, so they've been doing like three tortillas at once and then make their like Chipotle baby. I said the name.
Chipotle.
Chipotle. There you go. I
It's
really
just
wanted to
YouTube. We're
like
good.
Yeah.
yes, I really want to go to Chipotle, get the giant baby burrito. And if I'm nice enough and give the workers a little wink, they might give me the fried grilled cheese around it. Yeah, so I can't wait to go to America just for that.
For
Oh, the
me,
pants too. Sorry.
for me, it's probably Walmart. I miss Walmart because in Arkansas, like Walmart's a huge deal there. It's like
Mhm.
there's like the home office there. Like it's the you know the birth of Walmart is basically in Arkansas. So I do miss seeing that around and see Panda Express, Whataburger, a lot of those fast food restaurants. Yes, I do miss that.
Whataburger and Raising Cane's.
Yeah, Ray Cane's. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
Cane's is so popular in Arkansas, and so is Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah, I'm actually going to Korea for the first time in October for 2 weeks, and I'm like,
Oh,
what am I gonna do without this like really bad American fast food? Because I know they're the locations there, but they're a little bit different. So,
Oh, we have McDonald's here too.
oh, there we go. What would be the Walmart equivalent in Korea?
Can you answer this?
I shop there every day. It's called Home Plus. I'm a platinum member. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
Yeah, I know it's crazy. I spent a little bit too much money over there. Yes, yeah. So if you want to go there, you can check it out.
Home Plus.
Yeah.
That's the new one.
Do you need like a membership card and everything?
Oh, it's free. You can just sign up on the app, and then you can get your discounts there. Yeah.
But you don't need a membership to buy stuff. You could just
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
it.
What are you most excited for with this debut coming up?
For me, it's not excitement, but fear
Hmm.
because I have put a lot of me and my 2 cents into this album and then the process of everything. What's very rare that people talk about is like rookies making their own music. And that's kind of like what we did. For my group, especially, I think everyone was very much involved with the direction and the artistic path that we took. So it's very nerve wracking to be like, hey, it's out, and then have like people like, I guess like in a way like critique your baby. Like it's super scary. Yeah. But everyone's worked on it from the dance to the singing to the album, and then even the concept of everything. So lots of excitement that it's out, but a lot of like fear because I think that for me as a songwriter and everything, I grew from this experience, and I want my growth to be validated. Yes. Yeah.
Um, I think what what I'm most excited for is getting our music out there, right?
Mm.
Because our music is kind of like storytelling. We take our stories and we, put that into our music. And we hope that through our music, people can kind of like relate to it, and then kind of connect to us like outside of like just connecting through social media, right? Connecting through music, and inspire people to be like, oh wow, like wait, like maybe I should also talk about my story, you know, kind of just like bring that out. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, as someone that's kind of followed your content for so long, I'm like, what is it gonna be like seeing these guys be serious? Like for a debut, I'm like I'm so used to you guys just like laughing and joking around. I'm like, what is their stage face gonna be on camera? What is that ending pose gonna be like?
Say Kenny has a really good stage face. I think a really good
Really,
stage face.
to be honest, I haven't seen any of the footages because I went in blind, so I didn't wear contacts. So a lot of the MV stuff that we filmed, I was just like, I can't see anything, but I know it's great because Nathan's there.
Yeah,
You
but y'all be impressed though because he has a good stage face. You'll be like, wow,
Thank you. Thank you.
okay?
it's
You
not the case.
too.
No.
All right, I guess we will all see, and the comments will definitely tell you as well because you're such an active fan base. Um, you know, not getting into any spoilers about this album or styles, but going into debut preparation before you heard songs and everything, was there a style or a concept you were like, I hope we get to debut with this, or I hope we get to try this early on?
For me, this might be a boring answer, but I was just like, I want to try everything. Like, give me anything, any style, any concept or genre. Like, I just want to do it all because I didn't have any experience doing any of this. So just like I'm like a blank canvas. Just like please, just give me everything. I'll do it.
Yeah. For me, I think a lot of our concept starts from the tracks that we listen to. So we are given just the blank track, right? There's no top line or anything. And then I would, whatever track that I like or Michelle likes, we will work on that. And that would be kind of like our concept for that particular album or something like that. So I'm not gonna spoil anything, but when we did the track for our title, um I was like it's like I did not expect us to go that direction. There you go. It's just I was like, bam, here's a really cool song. This sounds cool. And then like I was just like, oh, my bad. It's a little too intense. So there you go. That's the concept, everything.
Do you think your content is going to change once you debut? Will it be the same content you're doing now? Will it be more, challenges with our idols now that you'll be debuting? How do you see your content changing online?
I hope that in the future after debut, we're able to collaborate with other artists to do like dance covers for our songs and stuff like that. I think that'd be really fun. But I don't think. I mean, I think Kenny will still be making Kenny TikToks, and I'll still be doing weird TikToks like Ruby Chan or something like that. I don't think we'll change at the core.
Yeah. I think it's so like a part of who we are. It's a staple that we're not gonna get rid of it. I think it would be added on with a lot of music. So we're not just TikTokers and influencers now, but we actually can be rookie artists, right? Um, just have that, promote our music, and then maybe our content will evolve to me wiping my camera more often, so it's not so smudged when we're doing TikToks. Yeah.
Now that we have this debut date, if you could describe this debut, this first album in one word, what would it be?
Intense.
It,
Yeah, it was intense.
um, oh, that's a good question.
Oh,
That's a good question.
that's really
Um,
good.
I think just universe.
Such a
No, like
safe answer.
actually just universe. It's just us.
I mean that's usually what happens when you release music, but
It's universal.
It's Universal. I was gonna say that too, but I was like, wait, no. I think we should go universe route. Oh, as in like the universe is so vast and grand. So maybe grand. So something like that. It's a big thing. It's a big thing.
Do you have a message to your fans, especially now that when this comes out, they will already have known that the debut is coming July 18th, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So what is your message to them?
I'm so thankful for y'all. Thank you for waiting. I love and appreciate you guys so much. No, we have the best fans ever, and yeah, and I think it's gonna be worth it.
Shine bright, stars.